Before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, sweeties. The story starts with Jai, who's walking around in disbelief that Anis is her brother. She remembers her mother's words about confronting them, about how they could hide from her, that they and ours are actually siblings, and couldn't possibly keep something like this a secret. She remembers their childhood together when they convinced her they were cousins, and he confirmed it in front of everyone. He defended her, and she knew how to influence him. He tried to get closer to her, and she wondered if they loved her or not, because keeping a secret is dangerous. Like her own life, she walks away crying uncontrollably, remembering everything that happened in the past few days, and that ours is her brother. We then go back 6 days to Jay, who's asleep with her room in complete disarray. It was literally CN who kept it organized. She says she can face anything. She remembers what happened with the chapter, Kefir, and the confrontation between Yuri, Kefir, Ella, and ours. She also remembers when she went after Yuri, and he said he wanted her and arranged their engagement together, and when he hugged her. But Kefir ran away, pretending he didn't see any of it, and he's very upset. She thinks about how Kefir has been ignoring her ever since, and not talking to her. No matter how much she messages him, she doesn't know what to do. To talk to him and explain what happened between her and Yuri, and that she wasn't cheating on him like he thought. So, she decides to go to Kefir's house, astonished at how she managed to do it and unsure what to say. She remains very confused. Finally, Ern appears again, but this time, it's Kefir who opens the door. Kefir's brother, Kefir, is shocked and thinks she's crazy. That's why she asks about Kefir, knowing he's left the house. When he returns, he tells Kefir she came, and he goes inside. This makes her sit and wonder where Kefir went. He calls Cave, who's traveling, and Cave answers. Keith tells him that JJ came looking for him, and tells him not to say anything to her, that he wants him to focus on the purpose of his trip to London. He hangs up, which makes Keith think about her a lot. He keeps checking her messages, but doesn't reply. She apologizes to Keith, saying he needs to focus on his goal, and will have her wait a little longer. Then 3 days later, Ya is with Angelo, not knowing where they're going because she doesn't like surprises. This makes her apologize to Keith because she wanted to surprise him. Suddenly, Yuri's mother arrives. She had asked to be alone with Ya and goes to check on her because Ya is very nervous around her. Her mother wants them to start preparing because there's no time left. She reassures Yuri that he's better now after the cold he caught while on the trip with them, and offers her. She sees him, and suddenly the owner of the shop arrives and greets Yuri's mother warmly, speaking to her in Japanese. She thinks he's insulting her, but he's actually going to choose a suitable dress for her. He chooses this one with her, and she lets her try it on. She goes to see it, and is very impressed, thinking it looks great on her. He asks her opinion, and tells her that this is the dress she'll wear with Yuri and JJ. Jaji says she feels wonderful wearing a wedding dress, but she doesn't know what to do because she doesn't love Yuri and doesn't want to marry him since he lied to her after she trusted him. She thought his family pressured him into agreeing. She goes to ask her opinion, and her mother tells her that deep down, she doesn't want her to be Yuri's wife because she loves her son and is ready to give up anything for him. Jajagai understands her because she and Yuri's father loved each other and his family didn't accept her, but she did everything she could to prove herself. The family continued like this until she gave birth to Yuri, and he joined the family. At that time, she completely embraced him and saw him as a blessing, especially since he was handsome and intelligent. She gave him everything he needed, until one day, he introduced her to a woman she didn't like because she wasn't from Japan. She knew this family wouldn't love her the way she had loved him before, and she was afraid Yuri would suffer the same fate. That's when she spoke with Kefir and conspired with him to keep Kefir away from Yuri. They started fighting over her, and from then on, Yuri changed. He dyed his hair, drank heavily, and became very ill. Then Maya reappeared in his life and made him happy again. She decided then that she would do anything to keep her with him. She hesitated to love her son, crying and trying to win him back because she couldn't bear to see him suffer again. She wanted her to love him. Yuri makes Jai go and hug her while crying and tell her that she loves her son. This makes Jai think to herself that she can't do that to stop someone else's love. Then we go to Kefir, who returns from his trip to Annie and remembers his conversation with Kaijin. He calls her and remembers everything they said about how he would answer her immediately if she asked him anything. Suddenly, Yuri sends him a message saying that he can't stop his wedding to Jai, so he should stop interfering. He is shocked. Then Jay comes with Angelo and sees her grandmother and is very happy. She hugs her and her aunt, but Maha comes and offers to hug her, which she doesn't like at all. However, her grandmother makes her go and hugs her immediately and checks on her because they don't talk at all. She keeps wanting to know more about her until her new husband comes and proposes to her. It's a gift, but she gets affected and develops a complex from it. Their marriage is because their previous marriage caused her a complex and a phobia. She's very scared because she had the same feeling with her stepfather. Suddenly, she snaps out of it and he notices she's not well at all. He curses her and tries to change the subject so they can have dinner. They all leave, and her mother stays with Judai, who tries to compose herself. Her mother blames her for acting like that in front of her new husband, especially since she's trying to get close to her again. Every time, she understands they'll be family again with her new husband, which doesn't sit well with Jai, of course. Then Yuri comes to her and gives her mother flowers, and she sees him as her daughter's future husband. Jai doesn't know what brought him, so he tells her that Angelo sent him a message to come meet her mother. They leave, which puts Ja under pressure, and she tries to stay strong. Suddenly, visitor arrives, Kiev, and the first thing he does is she sees him, and is very happy about it because she missed him after a long time. She doesn't know what brought him here, but she might see him. He tells her he was in London to meet his cousins because the matter concerns his father. Maybe someone can influence his father or help them, but they refused, especially since they only do this when they have no other solution. She goes toxic on him and asks if he's still upset with her, but he doesn't answer so he can concentrate. As soon as he finishes, he arrives and suddenly hears the Norero inside. They're talking and getting along well. He realizes he knew Euro would move without him, so he goes in immediately, surprising everyone. He greets her mother, finds her young, and is impressed by her. They get along well, and he joins them for dinner. Yuri doesn't object, even though he can't stand him inside. That's why he goes and sits down with JJ, who's sitting next to him. So they start eating together, and Yuri takes care of her while Kefir also goes to look after the food. Angelo is watching this and Yuri, and that's why they ask Fee what brought him there. Fee says he came to see Jaga Jaga, and everyone is shocked when he says he came to see her for no reason. When they ask him about their relationship, Fee says that Jaga Jaga is his best friend and Kefir says the same thing. They get into an argument, especially when Fee says that Jaga Jaga will be his bride. That's why Angelo yells at Jaga Jagan and wants to know what her relationship with Kefir is. She gets flustered, and Fee says that they are friends, but also lovers. He yells at them a lot, and they still don't know how to act. Suddenly, Fonu's phone rings saying that Kefir is being threatened, but he gets a call about Aries and he repeats it. They all go together immediately, very worried about him, and she still doesn't know what's happening to him. Her grandmother reassures her that Anards will be fine and wants to know what's going on between them. That's why Yuri tells her they're having an affair even though they're engaged. That's why Ki tells her he loves her granddaughter. Gigi, her grandmother, wants her to fix this, but Ki intervenes, telling her not to blame Yuri because he pressured her and that they are the real couple. This makes Yuri angry because they're having another relationship, and this makes her grandmother make her think and choose who she'll be with. She's walking her around because she can't believe this is happening, and they're worried about her. They're putting Gigi under pressure. We come back 2 days later with Gigi, who goes to class. Everyone is unusually quiet, and she doesn't know how she got through yesterday. She's talking to Seiken and sees that they're still fighting. This makes David go and talk to her outside. She goes with him and he calls Percy. He makes her go and talk to him right away, and she does. He tells her he's coming back, but she refuses to look at him because he causes problems in her life. She apologizes, but that's all. She even refuses to meet him after a few days. Even though she's given him 2 more days to answer all her questions, she's still refusing. When David gets close to her and she apologizes, she wants to know what he means to Percy.